Hello and welcome back to Stop and Go F1 for this, the first of two livery launch videos coming out today. We're starting with Williams. Now this one came out, it was about 2 o'clock here UK time, and we've had a whole thing, we had a whole proper launch. I've got my little scrap of paper here with all my notes on it. A proper launch, the first proper launch of the year. Firstly, they started the queue at like 25 minutes. So you could watch a countdown for 25 minutes if you were that way inclined, if that was something that you wanted to do. What I remembered from last year's Williams launch is they had the timer queue thing, but also in the queue, they played videos of like highlights of the previous year for the team, and also Logan Sargent Formula 2 highlights as he was joining the team, so maybe if you weren't familiar with him, they played some race highlights as well. That was not there this year, it was just a big timer for about 25 minutes. But when we got in, we were welcomed by our host, Will Buxton, and he spent no time wasting any time. That's not how English works. He wasted no time at all, because he got right to the liveries. Let's do that right here in this video. Here it is. This is the new Williams livery, and I've got to say, I like it a lot. Now, if you watched my video for the McLaren livery reveal of a few weeks ago, what I said in that was that the McLaren livery was a callback to the past whilst looking forward to the future. And I have to say that with this livery, they've done the same thing, but for Williams. Now, you have missed the McLaren livery launch or the Haas livery launch. That's okay. Go check them out on the channel. I'll leave a link in the description to a playlist of all the different livery launches. But there's a lot in this here that we'll get into now, which is just basically Williams history. So let's start firstly just generally with the colours. We've gone to a darker blue, which I think looks a hell of a lot better than the one before. Not that I didn't like the one before. I've seen a lot of people say that this is too similar to last year's, and, you know, it's blue, but I think they have changed quite a bit to make it a new livery. Of course, they have kept the Duracell airbox, which is fantastic. Everyone loves that, so very good to keep that. Good idea there. In terms of paint, we're going to talk about paint and the blue colours. What you can see is there's a lot of it. There isn't much exposed carbon on this car at all. In fact, from this angle here, I don't think you can actually see any. The only bits that I have noticed, if we go to this view here, is the side of the nose, I think, is exposed carbon. But apart from that, I think it is mostly actual paint, which is a hell of a lot better than the Haas was, because I think the Haas is like 80-90% exposed carbon from the looks of the images they've put out. Now, of course, Williams a few years ago launched their car with a fully painted livery, then throughout the years cut more and more of it away to save weight until towards the end of the year they had more exposed carbon. So we might see this change throughout the year, but if you were maybe worried going into this season that we'd have a loss of exposed carbon like we've seen with the Haas, and even the McLaren has a lot of black on it there, maybe Williams are setting the tone to say, no, we don't actually need to do that. We are okay with a bit of paint on the car. Now, as I said, there's a few things we need to point out in terms of Williams' history from within the livery. So you may see this little white line going down the nose here with a little red underneath it. On the front, you can see it goes around the nose as well. That is a lovely tribute to the old Williams Cannon Camel livery. So we see this one here. This is Nigel Mansell's car, I think from 1985, and you can see that that is there as well. It goes right down the side, around the nose, the red and white pinstripe line. So very nice paint, tributes to what I said was the best Williams livery, of course the best and worst liveries for each current team. Those videos both available up on the channel. Also, if we look here to the Williams airbox, now there isn't a great angle of this available from the Williams press release photos, but you can see a few stripes here on the engine cover. Maybe we go here as well. You see a couple there, a couple there, a couple here. That is, in fact, this old logo here. The original Frank Williams car's logo is kind of subtly hidden within the engine cover. So another great callback to the Williams of old. Of course, the general blue is this same blue here, so another callback again. But once again, we're talking about looking to the future. There is a couple new sponsorships on here. Komatsu, not AO Komatsu, the Haas team principal, a different Komatsu. It's the mix of the two blues as well. Overall, this is really, really good. I'm looking forward to seeing it in more natural lights rather than the studio lights here to see how that kind of looks in comparison. But overall, this is really good. Also, the little logo here on the engine cover is not the only tribute to Frank Williams. Because if we go to the back of the car, we have the Frank Williams Academy brake light. Unbelievable stuff. That's what I always wanted when I was a little boy. One day, Mother, they'll put my name on a brake light. And here we are. Well, I'm not Frank Williams, but maybe one day my name will be on a brake light. So yeah, overall, looking really, really good. And if you want to talk about something else that looks really, really good from Williams, these new race suits, my God, they look good. White race suits, the blue stripes down the side, really, really good. And Albon's got this new pink and blue helmet. He's also got a new logo just for himself. I haven't seen it yet, but apparently he has got a new logo. Here he is on a sofa, looking cool, just chilling out. Now, Williams have released some images, right, alongside the car. So obviously, here's Albon chilling out on the sofa. Here's James Vowles. He's kind of sat on the arm of the sofa. There's a wheel rim here. They're all having a fun time. Obviously, very staged photos, but, they all look pretty natural. Until you get to Logan Sargent. What the hell is he doing? He's just stood on the sofa in the most unnatural pose ever. And they went, yep, that'll do. We'll send that out to the public. What I will say is his helmet looks great with the now white and blue suits. But this, I don't know what this is, Logan. I haven't got a clue. Anyway, the rest of the livery launch was actually very good. A few interviews with different people. Logan and Albon were interviewed first. Both seem to be feeling pretty confident for the season. Albon very confident on the progress in general of the team. Everyone seems relatively happy. James Vowles did a piece as well. James Vowles, I would go out on a limb now to say James Vowles is, in terms of team principles, might be the best at just talking to the media, talking to the public, getting points that he wants across. He's very good at that. Something that I actually wrote down he said in the interview with Will Buxton, because Will Buxton was kind of building him up, saying what a fantastic job he'd done, what a fantastic job the team had done, and Vowles kind of stops him and goes, we've done a good job, we haven't done a great job. So, yet again, I think something that I saw in Frederick Vasseur last year in the Ferrari launch, and I'm seeing here again with James Vowles in the Williams launch, is very much like, yeah, we're doing okay, but we're nowhere near where we need to be, and I won't be happy until we're there. That kind of never-ending driving progress throughout the team to get to the top, which I really, really like. There was also a big focus on the Williams Academy. You had Jamie Chadwick was there, who is the 3 times W Series champion. She's an ambassador for F1 Academy now as well, and she's currently competing in Indy NXT. There was a video package for Leah Block, who is competing in F1 Academy this year, who I'm really excited about seeing. There was another video package for Alexander Bodavev, who is in karting at the minute. Had a video package for Luke Browning, who's in Formula 3 again. And also appearances from Zach O'Sullivan and Franco Colapinto, who are both competing in Formula 2 this year. So once again, we have that history, we have that heritage with Williams and all little subtle things here, but a massive section of their livery launch and their car launch was dedicated to drivers who won't be driving this F1 car, who will be in your Formula 3, Formula 2, in the NXT, Formula 1 Academy. They are the future of this brand, and that is Williams kind of setting out their stall and going, look, I know we are this team who's had all this history, but we're ready to make more. And they've got this new slogan as well. Oh, I can't remember what it is. 1 second, I'm going to have to look this up. They said it like a million times. It was history in the making or something. We've made history and now we're history in the making or something like that. I don't know. It was very nice. It was very good. But yeah, this is Williams' new thing. They're not afraid of what they've achieved, but they also know they've massively fallen off and they want to get back to where they need to be. Overall, very impressive stuff from Williams yet again. I'm expecting good things for them this year. The one to watch would be Logan Sargent, because I think there'd be quite a few people out there who could make a very good argument for him not necessarily deserving to be in that seat. And I think a lot of us thought towards the end of last year he wouldn't be here this year. So he's got a lot to prove this year. Alex Albon has more than proved himself over the previous couple of years with Williams and seems to have the eyes of the world on him, with contract offers allegedly coming from Mercedes and from Red Bull. So he's one to watch as well. Maybe he'll stick around with Williams if the progression's going well, and James Vettel's doing fantastic as well. Something I noticed, though, and the build-up to this, they were building up, oh, we're going to launch our car in New York, we're going to do it, there's this big thing, we're going to do it in New York. And then the actual launch show, nothing took place from New York, and it was all seemingly from their factory or wherever they were. But in a Puma store in New York, the car was also there, and people could come and see it, and there was journalists there. It's like, if you're going to build this whole thing of doing it in New York, why not just do it all in New York? But there you go. Whatever. So there's our first livery reveal of the day. We'll be back to do the next one for Stake F1 Team Kick Sauber. They have released little hints of what that's going to be. Looks like black and neon green. They've also put on their Instagram about 10-15 minutes ago a little video of Zhou and Bottas in their race suits. And I think it's flamenco dancers who have like the big bright sleeves, because they have a black suit with just massively bright neon green sleeves on them. They look ridiculous, but it's fantastic stuff. So we're back after that to talk all about Stake F1 Team, and then I can sleep. Until then, though, we'll see you in a bit. Have a good one. Goodbye.